questions we are supposed to answer. So let me begin. Our first question was just to go to save as option. We'll go and save this workbook and we'll rename it as a final exam. So let us go to our Excel. This is the support file they gave us. We can use this very one, or we can maybe copy the sheet and you create your own blank workbook. You transfer these sheets and maybe you take to that blank sheet and that blank workbook, then you start using or answering these questions. So let us go to file tab, then we go to save as option. Then we can look for where the exact location we want to store our file. So here I'm browsing on my PC, so I'm gonna store this information on my PC. They said we use we rename it as a final exam. Since I have some this one, let me try to see. Yes, that is the name I want to give it. So let me try to save. So I have already an existing file in this very name. I will say replace it so that it can be saved. So let us go back to our Excel. We can see the name is there, final exam, the one we just renamed. So let us go and see the next part. They said use the given workbook named as a final and solve below questions. So let us go and look for that worksheet called final. Are these one the questions, or I'm answering the different papers? This one the yellow paper you did?
Yes, teacher.
This is the paper. They said use the given workbook, name the final and solve the below questions. So they said select D6 and type the word help. So here there's something lacking. They should tell you which specific maybe tab or sheet to go through and search for this one. So here, since we got our workbook and we are seeing sheet 1 is having this content, we're just assume that they told us to use this sheet 1 to answer that question. So let us begin and see what was the question. So the question was select cell D6 and type the word this word. So we shall type this word and select it. Someone can help me to admit these guys coming. So after selecting, we go to our Excel. We look for D6. This is the column D. This is the column D. Then we look for 6 low. Then this is the D6. From there, you type the word they told you to type. That is the word they wanted to type. So we can go to another part. They said clear the content in low 14. So we go to our Excel. We look for the column, the low. This is the low 14. They said we clear the content. So you first highlight that low. When you come here, you can see the cursor changes and point and bring that one. You just click once, it will highlight the entire low. So this cursor highlight the entire low. So from there, when you have finished to highlight, you can go to home tab. There is a editing group here. You come here where there is clear. You see this word giving more options. You can clear all, you can clear content, you can clear only format, you can clear content. So you can come here and clear content. They said clear the content. Or right click after selecting, then you can see clear content, the same option. So let us use the home tab. Then we go here and we get that option and we clear content. So that was the question. We go to another part. They said use either cut or paste, drag and move. Let me admit these guys because they're on door. So they said use a cut or paste drag, move the content of row 18 to row 14. So we go to our Excel and we look for the row 18. So this is the row 18. We said when you come here, your cursor will change, and when you click there, it will automatically select the entire content. So you are required to move the content from this row to this row, the empty one. When you select the entire row, you come here around the boundaries of this selected row. You can see that our cursor is changing to close. You come here, then you hold and move your content to shift from 18 to 14. That is done. Then another question, they said use the fill handle to put X in cells from F9 to F18. So this is number 7. So from F9 to F18. Let us go to our Excel. And they said from F9 to F18. So here this is our X. It is not in F9, but you can just extend it, and you use autofill handle here, and you just drag until you reach F18. I think F18 is here. So that is done. Then another part is modify the low height for low 3 to 22.5. So when they say modify the low height, you go low height. They said low height for low 3. So you go to your Excel, you look where there is low 3. This is the low 3. You highlight it, then you go to home tab, you go to a group called cell, you see this word called format, you look for where there is low height. This is low height. You type what they wanted. So they told us to modify to put 22.5. so you type there, or you can type, or you just type there 22.5, then click OK. It will adjust automatically. So when you see, it has brought some changes here. That is the number 7. We go to number 8, and we see they said we delete low 10. So we go to this Excel, we select row 10, we right click, we can see the delete, or we can go to home tab. After selecting it, you come here, there's what you call delete. You can see even the options. Do you want to delete the sheet row? They said you delete the sheet row. They said she delete row 10. So we have selected row 10, which means they will delete only the selected one. We click there, it will go. Just the content will just shift. You will not, this one will not disappear, because this is the design for Excel. I can even hide it, but the content which was below came down up. So these numbers, let it not confuse you, because we can even hide this one, but the format for Excel will remain the same thing. So let us go to another part. They said insert a column to the left of C, type secondary contact there. So this is the word they wanted to type. So we can see they said we type this word in what? In cell C2. So let us go to our Excel and we look for a column. This is the column C. When you point there, the cursor will change. Just click there and you'll see it will highlight the entire column. So after highlighting, you want the left of C. It means we're gonna create before C a column, a new column, and you become C automatically. So when you want, you either right click and you get it insert, or you can use shortcut Control Shift plus, you get it a new column. Or you can just right click, then after selecting, let me select again, right click, after selecting, right click inside, then click on insert, it will bring the same option. So that is what they wanted. They said we look for C2, where there is C2 here. I think C2 is here. If I'm check on name box, I can see C2. So I can type the word which they told me to type there. They said I type there the word secondary. They said secondary contact, isn't it? So that was the word they wanted. So from there we go to another pattern. You see, they said make sure C2 is still selected and choose wrap text. So we go to C2 where we type this word, we go to home tab, we make it active by selecting it, then we go home tab and we look for the command called wrap text. Where's the wrap that command located from? You can see here there's a group called alignment. That is where we can modify our content in our Excel. So here you go through, there's an option called wrap text. It's always here. If you don't know the icon of wrap text, please click on this launcher button. You see more options, and from there you can see this word wrap text, and you can make it, you tick it and you click OK. So the format will be applied. So that is how we can answer that question. So we go to another part. Which number? They said merge and center cells A2 and B2. A2 and B2. You go to your Excel and you look for the word cell called A2 and B2. Make sure it is selected. So let me first shift this picture. I'll just bring it back. Let me first even reduce it. See, maybe it should. So this is A. They said we merge A. They said we merge A2 and B2. So this is A2 and B2. We select these two. So we go to home tab. There is what you call under alignment. There is what you call center and merge. So you click here, it will do the same thing. Or you can go to drop down and you click on this word. Also, it will bring the same thing. So we have finished to merge. So let us go and maybe click on merge and center. So when you merge and center, you see that it will become one cell. When you click on it, you only see A2. The first cell will be always the name of that merged cell. Now B2 has shifted to A2, and you will no longer have B2. We have only A2. They are now one cell, one unit. So we go to another part, auto fit column width for the entire workbook. So we come here and we select the entire content we have. This is I think this is the content we have. We go to home tab, we go to a group called cell. We come here where there is word format. We go and look for this word called auto fit column width. We make sure everything is fitting with that certain or maybe a cell. So here what we are trying to do is just to make sure that everything is fitting. We are giving the appropriate space for every word in our work. That is what we meant by auto fit. We go to another part. Which number are we answering? Which number? We finished this 13. One. 13. Insert two columns calling billing, called billing address and phone. So we're gonna insert two columns next to E. So we go to our workbook and we see this is column E. They said next to E. They want either before E or after E. So we select the E. We're gonna create, if we want this new column, we are gonna create to be before E. We select the E. If you want to be next, which means after E, we're gonna select F. So we want E to remain there. We want to create two in between a new column. So when you select there, you can use a shortcut Ctrl Shift plus and you get those two. or you can right click and you get insert, or you can go to home tab and you come here to insert, you get the same thing. So that is how we can create there. So from there they said we put their heading called billing address and phone. So let me put billing address and phone. So that is the what they wanted. So we can make auto. You can ask, please.
What about searching for billing address and phone? Whatever they can make what question you have to do then for a fill and for X. But searching for a day, fill handle after X is H.
And this question, are you talk about this question?
Yes.
They said use fill handle to put X in cell F9, that is from F9 to F18.
Today
then F
to search in the two columns. X is a physics,
don't mind about the shifting of your content. Don't mind about these letters. These are letters, they're just guiding you to follow the question, but someone can make them to go away. Let me go to view tab and I show you something. I can remove this. I can move that one. I can move even this heading. So I remain with the only content you can see, but I will not go away with these cells. So this is these numbers, one and letters, they are just guiding. Don't send it. Right F against A. Right
singa bidusenga abagenda okumakinga abasobola okira abantu kyabadde wati first.
Obviously akugenda okumakinga amanyi nti and this is Excel. When I say do this and this, insert this one, ebadde wano bigenda wano, ebadde wali bigenda wali. Ekyo kyaba yagala okutestinga nti omanyi togenda kuba confused, togenda followinga kye bayita letters. You can see now I don't have letters. Oba mukiraba nti I don't have letter even numbers showing rows and column. So I don't even have name box. Even if I click here, I cannot see what is this, the name of this cell. So which means be follow what they are telling to do. Don't mind about letters, and don't ask yourself why this one is shifting, why my content is moving from this and this. Should I go and rearrange it? If you are rearrange it, you are disorganizing, or you are moving back. Again, you have to go step by step to reach that maybe to that stage. So let me bring them back, because this one they are just guiding us. We can even turn off even this guideline. You can see it is now like a paper, but you cannot go away with this cell. So that is how Excel is. We only normally deal with only cells. If they say put it here in this cell, just go like that. Let me put this in back so that you can you don't get confused. So which question are we answering now? I think we finished this one. Make sure cell C2 is still selected, and we finished that one also. I think we inserted two columns, billing address and phone. Change the cell, then this one. Change the cell style in cell F4 and give 4 to ascent 3. So we go to our Excel. We look for that cell. They said give 3, F3 and give 3.
Yes.
Like that, give 4. I think this one give 4 and they said give 4 and F4. These are the cells. We select those two and we go to home tab. There is what you call cell style. Click there. you come here and remove your cursor, you'll see the name here. They said accent 3. You can select accent 3. Which degree? You can select this one. You can select any. Provided above selected accent 3. Go to home tab and cell style. Under styles group, then there is a command called cell style. You select which one. If they talk about accent 2, you choose that one. If it's accent 3, you can select. So for me, I'll go with that one, and I go to another part.
Accent 3.
I go to another part. So change the font size of low 4 to 20 size. Change the font size of low 4 to 20. So we go to our Excel and we look for the low 4. They said we change it to which size?
20.
20. So we can go. They said they change to 20. Low 4 to 20 size. So it's like the same thing we did to this one. Select the entire row, go to home tab, and go here and look for the height, because we are changing the height. They said the 20, and we click OK. That is the low, the size of the what. Or you can come here. When you come here, your cursor can change. You can drag and move. When you drag, you can see it is telling here the number. So when you move, it will approximately give you what you want, if you are keen, if you know how to move your cursor. So just come here in the corner and the cursor will change, and you just move until you reach to that exact value you want, and you release. So when you want to change for the 4, you come down. If you want to change the height for the 5, you come down. 6, you come down, like that. That is how you can change the value. So another part, they said we change the font size of low 4 to size to 20. They didn't say the height, so we have done maybe I've answered it wrong. So we make undo, and it goes back to the number. When they say change the font size, it means you go to home tab and you look for the font. This is the font size, this is the font style, this is the font color. You can see in the word font color. If you click here, font size. If you click here, you can see font style. So if they say font style, come here and look for where there's 20, you select there, and that will be our work. I think we are together now.
Yes.
So we go to another question. Change the width of column F2 to 30. So we go to column F and we select it. Just select it, go to home tab, go to format, width, then type there. They say the 30. Type 30, then press enter. OK, it will bring the same thing. Then we go to another part. They said bold and underline the text in row 4. You come here to Excel, you look where there is row 4. When you want to hide the entire row, click here, the cursor will come and select, click there, it will be selected. They said we bold. First of all, it is bold, then we underline, just put underline. When you see this box, it is simple, it tells you that this one is already active. Don't even deactivate. Some of you just come and deactivate. No, they said bold. Make sure it is active. That is how we can tell. So another part, change the font color of low 1 to blue. So we come to our Excel, we click to low 1, then we go to home tab, then we look for the font color. They said blue. I think we use this one. So another question, They said select all the text in the worksheet, then make the horizontal alignment to center and the vertical alignment to middle alignment. So we come here, we select all the content we have. So we come to home tab. You can see this alignment. This alignment, they are telling you, if I'm to click here, it means this is what we call center. This one is the middle. But what is the difference? Let me click, let me put something here. Like I write here the word boy, I select. So what is the difference? If I select this one, I go to alignment. I want to align it in the center. You can see it goes in the center of what? That cell. If I want to align it in the middle, you can see, let me align it in the middle. You can see the difference. It goes in the middle of that cell.
So
Center, it means over no go down. Middle, it means over once go down. Singa ngamba nti njagala ebeere in the corner. Let me put the corner. Mulaba nti wano eno changing a position naito, it is very small. Nti moving up, need down, going up, down, going up, middle, down, and moving left, center, right. Kati kano kana kali wagulu ka moving from or vertically. This one aligning horizontally, and aligning left, right, center, and aligning middle, then up, then down. Which takes so let me do undo and couple of things and listen. So let us select our entire work. We make sure, they said we align, they say the question was to align horizontally, align to the center, then vertically middle. It is very simple. If you are getting confused and you don't know that this one is vertically, this one is horizontally, if this one confuses you, you do one thing, just click on launcher button, you come here, there's this word horizontal, you can see it. Horizontal, it will be center, and vertical will be center. They don't have that word middle, but mid and center will mean the same thing. Then you make sure they are in center, then you click OK. If this one they are not if they are confusing, you can see now mid, this one is active, even this one is active. If you know, just click here and become active, even this one become active, and just move on. That is how you can identify that. Another part, they said in cell L1 type.
You didn't change the font color for row 1 to blue.
What?
You didn't change the font color for row 1 to blue.
I'm not getting your question, please. Can you?
The question before the one is just done. So I say you change the font color of row 1 to blue.
Of course, I've answered that one. I've just selected this one. I went here, home tab. You can see it is active blue. I've already turned it to blue. We have answered it. Let me hope you are following. So if you are not sure what you answered, come to row 1. Just select row 1. Go to font color. You will see which color is active. It is blue. Are you saying blue color is the one which is active? So you have answered that one.
She's trying to mean she wants to see the color inside that.
Okay. The difference between font color and fill color. When someone talk about font color, it means it would only affect the word. The fill color will affect the background. Fill color. This is the fill color. If they say the fill color of blue, you can see we are changing the background. But they didn't want to background. They said the font color. They want only to see the word changing to blue. Now we are getting the difference, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which number are we still answering?
It's 20.
20. Okay. In cell L1, type the word, type today's date and press enter. So we go to our Excel. We look for that cell called L1. Where is L1? This is L1. We look for, you can take today's date. What is today's date? I don't know. But if I don't know, say, I'll just use this function called now to bring for me that date. I select that function, then I close the bracket, I press enter. So let me adjust it. So I'll just put this one date, time. It will bring me the date and even the time now where I'm. So I come here and I look only date. Where is date? Short date. I think I want only date. Today's date. These are today's date. So they said click on cell 1, verify that it is using date number format. Try to change it to different date format for example long date. So we go to Excel, we click or we select this cell, we go to home tab, we go to a group called number, we click here and we see this is number, this is date, it is under date what is format. But they said we should change the format. Instead of date we can put to, maybe instead of short date we can see, now we are seeing short date. They said for example we can go to long date. You can use this one. We can see this is the long date because it's showing name of that day, name of the match, the full name, and this is the format which is called long. You can use this format, it is called long. Or if that one is confusing you, you can just cancel. You select that cell, go to home, you come here, you will see this word called long date. You click there, it will give the same option. So let us go to another part on this. So 22, in column Q input these values and the UAE currency format to all to okay. Let us go to column Q. You will just still help me to read those values. Someone can read from those values and I just take them. This is a Q. What was the first value? 500. Another. Okay, I will just put something. You fix and you put. So let us hope. Let me hope those are the value they told us to maybe enter. So let us go at the question to see what they wanted to. Maybe format this. They said apply the UAE currency format to all of column Q. So if they said we apply currency format to column Q, we select the full column. When you come to this letter, you can see your cursor changes, then click there to select the entire column. So we make sure the entire column is Q is selected, then go to home tab, you go to this, use this launcher button and look for the word called currency. Where's the currency? Here. So here we are seeing $sign as our symbol. We don't want this one, we want other symbols. We want UAE. So you write there UAE, it will bring that one and you search where there is this word. Maybe they want UAE. Which symbol is that one? I think they use AD. I will write A. This is AD, I think. And you choose the format. This is, let us.
Mine was in Arabic.
Which language? The language, you can change that language.
On my laptop it was in Arabic.
Just change the name, the language for that type and for that laptop and you continue. So when you apply the currency, this is what you get. The reason why we are getting this one and the reason why we are getting this one in blue, simply because we apply the entire column 4 to be bold and underline. So whatever you enter even if you go to the last end, but provided you are working in column and row 4, whatever you're gonna enter, it will be underlined and will be bold. Whatever you enter here, it will be in a blue font because we apply to the entire row. So let me hope you are clear with that. So other part, they said change the number of the decimal to 1.
The increase decimal.
Okay, that one is very easy. I think you can handle that one. You just highlight what you want to increase, what you want to reduce the decimal. Just come here. This is what you call decreasing to 1 decimal. You just click there, then you make sure it is 1 decimal, then you remove on. I think let us go to another part. Another part is insert a new worksheet and rename it Hunter. So we go to our worksheet and we try to insert another worksheet. This one is this is what we call insert button, but when you are trying to insert, it's not working simply because this workbook is protected. The structure of this workbook is protected, doesn't allow you to change any structure of this sheet. So the reason why we are trying to press this one and it is not coming, simply because this workbook is what protected. We want to insert a new worksheet, but it's not coming. So let me go to this worksheet, and I think this is the first work we have done. This one I think we are done with answer this part. This sheet 1 is done. We can try to rearrange this one towards here, so we can try to put it back. Oh, let me also try to make my work organized. I can put in borders. I can just put in borders. I got more borders. Okay, then I select this one. I select a color of my choice. I put outside. Then I select this one. I can select a color of my choice. I put inside. Then I click OK. You can see the preview. So this is my work. I can put this one back. Then I think this one is done. So our next step is to insert a new sheet here and rename it center, but it's not working. So when you see when you face this problem, it means that they have protected the structure of the workbook. So how to go away with that one? You go to preview tab where there is this workbook, protect workbook, and you see it is active. So just click it once to be deactivated. So now we can press here and the new sheet will come. I think now if I press here, the new sheet has come. Then double click there to rename. They said rename it and Hunter. So they said rename it Hunter.
Come again.
What?
Once.
Just ask your question and I answer for you.
How you unlock the workbook?
Oh, okay. How to unlock the workbook? The workbook is they told you how to protect the workbook. You can protect the workbook structure. You can protect this cell. If I enter something, it cannot allow me. You can protect only this sheet. You can protect only this row. You can protect only one column. So the protection which was here, it was protecting the structure. So you cannot add here in worksheet. You cannot rename. You cannot change anything here. That is protecting the structure. Where do you go? You go to preview tab. Then you see this word called protecting workbook. If it is activated and it is dark like that, it means you cannot use this workbook. So to deactivate, make sure it is right like that. You just click it once. It is now asking to protect. If I say okay, the structure will be protected. If I go there, you can see it is now protected. If I want to deactivate, now I cannot add. Even if I want, I cannot add anything. If I want to unprotect it, I go to preview tab. I make sure this one is not in dark. So I make sure it is deactivated. Now just clicking once and it become unprotected. Since I didn't use any password. If it requires a password, when you click there, it will ask you, it will prompt you to enter a password. Let me hope that one's clear.
Yes.
Okay, we go and answer another question, which was they said we enter a new worksheet and we rename it Hunter. We have done that. Then copy a copy of the Hunter worksheet by right clicking on the tab. So they want to make sure that we create another copy of this worksheet we have just created. We have created this one, Hunter. We highlight it. The shortcut to make a copy of this one, you just select it. When you select it, you hold your control key, you get that plus sign, then move to another place and you erase. Let me hold it, then I press another, then I take it to a new position. I'll create another copy. So if you don't want to use the button, just right click. So let me delete this one. I just have I deleted it? Yes, I've just deleted it. So if you want to create another, right click, then move and copy, then you create a copy, then you specify which position do you want this one to be. I can say before Hunter, maybe yes, Hunter, then which workbook, this is the original workbook you're working, then you press OK. So we can see Hunter one is here, the original one, then the one we have just created is this one. We can just drag and move to rearrange it so that Hunter one become first and this one become the second one. So from there they said right click and that one we have just created the copy. They said change the color of the Hunter tab to blue and the color of the Hunter 2 to red. So we can come here and here, right click, tab color, they said blue, come here, highlight, right click, tab color, red. So that one is done. We got another part. Another part is use find and replace to change the Wendy's last name from this to this one. So we can select this name. Let me copy it, Control C, then I go to my Excel, I go to home tab, which sheet we are working, this one. I think we're gonna change this one. So go to home tab, find and replace, it is here I think, and go to replace. So we want to find this one and to replace it with, they said we replace it with this name. I think this name, I don't want only that name. So we go to our Excel control, then we replace with that name. I've just paste it, Control V to paste it, then I find and replace, or I can replace all. So they have just done one replacement. You can see where there is a word, this one they replace that one with this. So we click OK and we close this one. It is done. So you can see this one has changed to this name we wanted. So we go to another part and they said insert a word coffee on cell J12. So we go and look for that cell J12. Where is J12? Where is J12? J12 here, J12. So we will take that word like that. Maybe I think it was not in capital like that. So they said run the spell check to correct any spelling error in the workbook. So we come here. Where do we find spell check? You can press Ctrl and it is F7 on your keyboard, that is the shortcut, or you can go either review tab, I think review tab, yes, review tab, then you see this word called spelling. Then from there you want to continue checking spelling from the beginning. We can just say let us first select what we want to check, then we go to review tab, then we say click so that when you go here and you check spelling, they will just pick up what you have selected. So they have picked this one and they gave us the suggestion, which could be the correct word. If you see it is okay and it is highlighted, you say okay, change. Obviously they will change that word and you say okay. They will say it is complete. Then that is done. We go to another run the spell check and make sure it doesn't have any error. So we have done that one. And correct the word have to suggestion spelling. Of course we have correct that one. In the page layout, change the orientation to landscape. So they told you even where to go. Page layout, look for the word called landscape, where it is, that is orientation. Then go to landscape and click there. Automatically you will not see the change, but it will be in the landscape. If I come here, you can see it is now selected. So change the margin to narrow. Come there, they said go to page layout, also go to margin narrow. I think it now is already activated, don't need to change anything. So go to another part. They said on sheet me, create a formula in cell D4 that multiply the quantity in B2 by the price per unit. So we go to our X and look for the sheet called sheet me. Then we come here and we make sure we press enter, or we enter there the what we call equal sign, because we're gonna write our formula. We click here, that is the quantity, then multiply by the price unit. That is what they told us in the question. Then press enter. We can autofill up here. I think that is done. So another part, they said we a unit, that is okay. Then use autofill handle to copy that formula to we have finished that one. Then edit the formula for the total in cell D8 so that it also adds cells. Editing cell D8. D8, where is D8? We go and look for D8. Where is D8? D8 here. So we edit the formula, so which means we're gonna put the formula so that it can add all these functions, all these quantities. So here we can use, since they said we just edit the formula in D8 so that it can add this value. So we can come here and they say maybe you can use a function, or we can use a formula. A formula is this one we are building, this one plus this one plus this one plus this one plus this one. This is a formula because you are the one building it. A function is where you use equals sum and you just select. Let me hope you know that difference. So that is what they wanted. So they said to add so that cells can add. So that is how we can solve that one. In cells A4, create a formula that calculate the tax for the invoice. Use cell tax rate of this one. So when we want to calculate the tax and we are given a VAT of 7.5 and would like to calculate a tax, of course when you are paying a tax, is that amount you, when you have like you are buying something like 20k and the government deduct you something, you say our formula will be very simple. Say this formula, it will say this 7.5 for the government multiply by the money which I'm buying something. This is the actual money we are buying something, because this is the quantity of webundi waiting for tugeze ogula miti ebiri gya sabuni. This is sales per unit, that is omuti ogumu gugula sente meka, then how many together ne miti 15 giguza sente meka. This is what we call line total. So woba oyagala kutegeera wapayinga meka ku tax, it means ojja kukozesa eno 7.5 times total wapayinga meka okufuna sente meka eziri mu 7.5, because here we have a VAT of a government that is in percent, but we don't want percent, we want money, real money. We don't know how much is in 7.5. How do you find how much in 7.5? Just say multiply this one times the total. we're gonna get that answer. So we're gonna multiply by this one. But since we are dealing with, we want to multiply this 7.5 times this one, 7.5 times this one, 7.5 times this one, we're gonna lock this cell so that doesn't shift. So how do we do that one? So we select this one, 7.5, we lock it. Just press F4 key on your keyboard, it will just bring this dollar sign, or type one by one. First lock the column and lock the row. Put dollar sign before E, before letter, and put dollar sign before number. That is what we call absolute reference locking this cell. So this cell will not shift. So meaning this one will be multiplied by this one, this one will be multiplied by this one, this one will be multiplied by this one. That is what we call absolute locking a cell in one place. So we multiply by the line total, we press enter, then we autofill, and we get the result. I don't want to autofill up here, I want to stop there. So we got on the answer another question. So they said in cell D8, create a formula to find the total for the order. In other words, this formula could add cells from D4 to D7, D4 to D7, D4 to D7. You have done this one, I think. I think this one VAT is okay. We're gonna get even this total with the VAT. So if you wanna get a total with the VAT, it means njoguze zino sente zino zogenda okusasula for the something over your item, zino ze sente zogenda okusasula, but plus the government tax. Oba okenda sasula sente weziti osose tegeera mu 7.5 mulimu sente mekaze zino, ekitegeeza oba okusasula total, it means this one plus this one, that will be the total. So we're gonna add this one plus this, then we press enter and we autofill this. So I will end there. So that is what we can get. So we can also autofill just this one to sum up these values from up. So that is how we can solve that one. We go to another part. They said in cell F4, enter the formula that multiply the unit in cell for the quantity that the taxi. So this one we have done it. We have managed to solve that one. Making absolute reference, we have just locked, we've introduced dollar sign there, and we made it absolute. And use the fill handle to copy that formula. We have just auto-filled, and we made sure every cell is having its content. So another replace. They said use a fill handle to copy the formula. Yes, okay. Then replace the cell. Replace the cell G3 with a reference to the amount on the cell. replace G3 with a reference to the amount on the sheet 1 AD 120 hint Nije 10. So here what can we do? They said G3, this is wave G3, wave G3, this is the cell G3. I think this is G3. They want this cell to be replaced with the amount on sheet 1. They said that the amount is in they said this amount is, they said replace the cell G3 with a reference to the amount on the sheet 1 and a cell J10. So we go to sheet 1, this is sheet 1, to a cell J10. We look for the cell code J10. Here this is J10. They said J10 must have a value of 120 AD. So we put there 120. Then we go to home tab. This is J10. We go to home tab. We go to here. Maybe we come home. We come here. Then we go. We click here. We make sure this one is in currency. We look for AD here, then we click OK. So we can see we come here and reduce the decimal to 0. So we can see here this, because in our question they said replace insert replace this G3 with cell reference to the amount on sheet 1, 110. We have made this one to be in V, in cell D10. So in sheet 1, in a cell called J10, we can see we have this amount which was indicated in our question. So let us go and answer the question. The question was, replace G3 on our sheet. We are working on sheet me, G3 on sheet me with the reference to the amount on sheet 1, that is this one. So we make sure we go to sheet me, we look for the G3. This is the G3.